So I've had the Sony FX30 for about 6 months now, and I've been using it professionally for paid gigs, but mostly for my own content. Normally in these types of videos, I should be holding the camera in my hand right now, but I'm using it, so. So the Sony FX30, there are a million videos about this camera. I'm not gonna get into the specs and all that stuff, but what there is not a video of is my personal opinion, my experiences, what I like, what I don't like about this camera. So let's get into it. Hey, if you're new here, my name is Chris. I've been a professional video editor and producer for nearly 20 years, and now I'm here on YouTube helping you guys create your own high quality videos, express your creativity, and share your stories. But you're not here for me, are you? Don't worry, I get it, you're here for the Sony FX30, but what I will say for hurting my feelings is if you are thinking about picking up a Sony FX30, there is a link in the description below. Buying it from there helps the channel, blah, 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 helps me buy diapers, pay for daycare, all that fun stuff. And no, this is not a sponsored video, but Sony, if you are listening, what's up? Before I get into what I like and don't like about this camera, I think it's important to briefly talk about my beliefs on camera gear, on gear in general. Look, I'm not a huge gear guy, all right? That's just not who I am. I am a big believer in use what you got and make the most out of it. Whether it is a Sony FX30, a phone, whatever it is. I mean, I like playing with these toys. It's fun, right? Like, who doesn't like playing with these things? But at the end of the day, I just want to be able to make what I want to make and not have it piss me off. So with that said, my opinions on this camera are not the typical film bro, camera dude, 10-bit, all that stuff, you know, like that stuff is important, but my use case, my experience, what I want out of this camera, out of any camera, is different, right? I'm a different person. We all have different opinions. You're watching this video. You want to hear what I want to say. So let's get right into it. One of the main things I love about this camera, and honestly is one of the main reasons why I picked it up, was because of its internal fan. And I know that sounds ridiculous to say, but it's because I was coming from this camera. I love it and hate it. It is a Sony A5100. This thing is 10 years old. You know, for what it does, it still looks pretty good, but you know, this thing used to overheat if I just blinked at it. I was scarred by this thing. This thing has overheated and just failed on me many times. And so I wanted to make sure I got a camera that would never do that. Sony FX30 internal fan has never overheated on me once. From all accounts, I don't think it ever will. In terms of a legit feature that I love about this camera, it's the customizability. There are buttons all over this thing and you can customize those buttons to be whatever you want. And one of the things that I did almost immediately was changing one of the buttons to quickly switch between frame rates. So I can go from 24 to 30, 60. I've never really used 120. Most people probably don't really need 120. But if I wanted to, I could switch between them really, really quickly. Another thing that I did earlier on was customize a button to switch between the base ISOs really quickly. Being an editor, I'm big on keyboard shortcuts and I want things to just be a click away. Normally, if you wanted to change base ISOs, you gotta go into the menu and you gotta, you know, change it to 800 to 250. You know, it's too much work. I just want one button, so that's what I did. The other thing that I love about this camera that came as an update later on is shutter angle. The thing I love about using shutter angle versus shutter speed is that it's pretty much one less thing to think about. So for example, when I'm shooting run and gun and I'm switching between frame rates, because you shouldn't always be filming in 60 frames, you don't have to be. When I do switch between frame rates, let's say going between 24 to 60, I don't also have to change the shutter speed. Shutter angle does that automatically, right? Coming from the camera that I used to use, one of the features that I absolutely love about using this camera, and I know other cameras have access to this as well, is using an app. There are so many things about this app. Honestly, I use this more than my external field monitor. I mean, one of the things by itself that's extremely useful is being able to hit record right? I could be over here and hit record. I could be up to the camera, hit record. It also has exposure monitoring tools like histograms. It has this is focus assist, which is extremely useful, so I know exactly what is in focus. It has false color, all that fun stuff. You could switch between autofocus and manual focus straight from the app. I love it. So normally this is where one would talk about the sponsor of the video. Don't worry, I'm not gonna sell you some AI software or something. I'm actually selling myself. All right. No, not like that. I'm talking about my video creator program. Oh. It's a hands-on program for creative-minded video creators who are tired of overthinking and stuck in perfectionism. And it's not about chasing views or virality. It's all about creativity, consistency, and creating videos that feel like you. So if that sounds like you, check out the link below to sign up for the waitlist. Let's talk about what I don't like about this camera. Because of its Super 35 sensor, it's not the best in low light. I personally wouldn't want to use this for something like a wedding or concert footage or something like that where I don't have control over lighting. There's this one project that I worked on. I probably had this camera maybe for like a month. It was a project where I filmed at a retro video game store. And you know, it's a small store with not the best lighting. I didn't want to set up lights. I was filming here and moving all over the place, interviewing this person and filming I was all over the place. It was very, very run and gun. And the footage that I got was okay, but it was a little bit noisy. To be honest, because I only had it for a month at that point, it very well could be user error, right? And also if I had a different lens, if I came more prepared, to be honest, if I knew what I was getting into in terms of the lighting situation, maybe the results would have been different. I think it was still fine. Like the footage looked okay. It wasn't like unusable or anything like that. Now again, that could be just straight up user error, right? So low light, not the best, but I'm actually interested to see how good or bad the low light is. Now that I've had some more time with this camera, you know what, let's do some tests. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna use this lamp as my only source of light. So I'm gonna turn off everything else that I got going on here. I'll turn off my computer monitor and I will turn off my main key light. Bye-bye. All right, so right now I'm just using this lamp as my main source of light. And I have not changed any settings so far. Right now I am using base ISO of 800. I am at a shutter angle of 180. Oh, also, most importantly, I'm using a lens that is at f2.8. Lenses obviously make a bigger difference than the camera itself. We all know this, right? But yeah, this is what it looks like with this fairly dim lamp. Let's try another test. Hey Google, turn off the basement lights. All right, so now we are in the dark. Hopefully I do not burn the house down. Again, we are still at base ISO 800. Lighting up this tiny little candle here. What does that look like, right? Now, let me see what it looks like if I just change the base ISO from 800 to 2500. What do we got going on now? I also realized that my computer is on. Anyways, this is at base ISO of 2500 and I'm just using this little candle to light up, right? Light me up. That's what it looks like. I don't know. We'll see if I even use this footage. This is using the flashlight on my phone. I'm also using Cine EI. I wonder what it would look like using flexible ISO, but you know, for what it is, it's not bad. All right, so let's bring the lights back on. Something like that. Yeah, that's fine. All right, there we go. Some low light tests. And I forgot that right now I'm still at base ISO 2500. So let's switch that back down to 800. There we go. Again, one click of a button makes it super easy. All right, so there you go. How are the low light tests? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Now, my favorite thing about this camera, by far, hands down, is the price. $2,000 is not necessarily cheap, but it is for a cinema camera. With the features that this thing can do, it is relatively cheap. And something that I see a lot of people ask about is, oh, you know, FX3 versus FX30. Look, the FX3 is the better camera. It's a full frame camera that is better in low light, but it's double the price, right? If you have the money, get the FX3. Like, that's it. But if you're a little bit more, if you're cheaper, like me, yeah, the FX30 is more than enough. Not to mention that APS-C lenses are cheaper than full frame lenses. Look, this thing is great value, especially when it's on sale. Go check out the affiliate link below. It's an insanely great value for what this camera can do. I have been loving this thing. If you focus on video, obviously this thing is not a photo camera. It can take pictures, but I don't think I've ever taken a picture with this thing. If video is your thing, that's it. Like, you only do video, I would get the Sony FX30, right? If you have the money for an FX3, sure, go ahead. I don't know why you're even watching this video. You should be just get the FX3. Like, if money isn't an issue, get the FX3. Or wait for the Mark II or whenever that comes out. I don't know anything about it. Why would I? Sony FX30, I love this camera. If you're thinking about picking it up, affiliate link below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. But mostly for my own social media content. But mostly for my own content. Whee!